How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? How you getting it in? Body getting it funny. What's going on, people? What's going on, people? It is a day of another day of the same day. Anyway, what's going on, people? I want to share something with you. Do this back morning. We got the Oopala out as reference to Mr. You-know-who. But anyway, I want to share something with you in reference to levels of estrogen and testosterone for the two-spirit women like myself, or the two-spirit men. And the thing is that I've learned, well, I want to compare notes with you because that's what we do. I share with you, you share with me, we do dialogue and stuff like that. I do not say I know everything because I don't, and I'm not going to front like I do. I'm never going to be a know-it-all. Anyone can teach me from the age of 1 to 100 or 1,000, whatever you say. Anyway, so this is the thing that I want to share with you. And I'm going to share notes with you as far as what you think about this. Now, me, myself, I got tested in reference to, the testosterone levels and the estrogen level. Now, when I went to the doctor, he did the results. He gave me the results and stuff. He told me, he says, well, your testosterone levels are equal to your estrogen level. Estrogen means a female, testosterone means a male. So the thing is that with me, it's half and half. So I'm 50-50. So if you ever wonder why you're the kind of person who goes, you could just walk around wear basically boy clothes, I guess that's your estrogen, your testosterone level as far as being masculine. Now, as you know, it does not just mean of a transgender thing, but we're going to make it a transgender thing as far as now. But it's just going to give you an idea of reference to levels as far as this in your body. Of course, everybody has it, but I'm going to stay focused, like I said, are trans or two-spirit people. So stay focused and help me work with you. So, if you're the kind of person like me that could walk around with a short haircut like this and think you look cute, at the end of the day, you really don't care that your head is too big, because that's the testosterone level as far as you showing your, I guess, masculinity side as far as, doing clothes that are as far as masculine and don't really care, pro-male, whatever that may be, in the world 2017. Now my estrogen level make you say get a little curl up inside this little short hairdo, which makes it more cut. So now that the short do becomes more cut because you switch a little curl up inside of there and stuff. But a curl means much more prettier as far as estrogen. And I just thought it was different levels that she shared. If you ever wonder why, sometimes you get an outfit on it, be like you don't want to be. Like you like the outfits that are like unisex, so male can wear it or female can wear it. So that's the kind of levels that you are. Like you like things that both sex can wear, and that's what I'm thinking that the both, as far as the estrogen levels be, as far as being equal. Now, if your person has much more estrogen than testosterone, of course, even though it says she would be much more, use a lot more feminine quality. She has to get, more of her nails done and look more prettier. And she doesn't try, just exists in her body. So she's going to levitate towards what her body is saying, as far as the person that she is inside. And if she's a person, of less testosterone, when she puts on something that's much more masculine, she'll, you can kind of see it a little more different than, as far as estrogen levels, as far as, because I was thinking, why do I always like things that are like in between? Like I could do boy and I could do girl, but I'm not saying boy clothes, but I don't have a problem with either one because I don't care. Because the thing about it is that's the levels that's in my body. So, if you see you're the kind of girl that goes, well, I like to put on boy clothes, more so than girl clothes, that means that your levels may be a little more higher in your body versus your estrogen level. So it kind of gives you an idea, and the reason I'm saying this because it kind of make you like, oh, that's why I like to dress this way, or that's why I like to look more masculine, because you see some females who are not trans or, at all, but they like masculine look, but clothes like the masculine look, because their testosterone levels is much more higher as far as the body, being tested. then the estrogen level. So a lot of times you may say, why did this girl got on all these masculine clothes? But that she's only acting out for what's inside of her DNA as far as her genetics. You know, so I just thought it was good news. Well, it's news maybe to me, maybe to you. Be like, oh girl, I already knew that, but I didn't know. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know, because I always try to figure out different things, and I don't know everything, and I don't try to act like I know everything. And when I do find out something that's different, I always try to share with you. We can compare notes, because there's always somebody who didn't know. You know, when you see a guy who's very femme, got everything about him that's very femme, and you know, he's just that way, and his estrogen levels are very high, but he doesn't transition because he likes being like a woman but looking like a man. So his levels are higher as far as the testosterone, but it still have a splash of that estrogen. Now, I always wondered the difference between a femme guy who's really femme versus a trans woman. Now, a trans woman, of course, is in transition to become a woman. She's no part of the she's not a part of the LGBT. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this with you, because my sister set me down, she's Raven, the T should never have been in the LGBT. And I'm going to give it to you in case you didn't know this as well. She schooled me, she taught me, and like I said before, I share this with you. Lesbians. Lesbians are women. Okay, I'm going to try to say this. I hope you can follow me there, because I can get you lost. Lesbians. Okay. Lesbians are women who sleep with the women. Lesbians are women who are attracted to the same sex, which is women. Estrogen, which means it could be estrogen, testosterone, but it's still the woman's body, you know, as far as the woman, and as far as whatever the case may be, as far as that. So that's what lesbians are, okay? Now, we know lesbian could come a lot of ways, so please don't put it, well, I'm a lesbian, I'm not saying every lesbian, I'm not saying every butcher, I'm not saying everybody, I'm not saying everybody, I'm just sharing how the LGBT goes. So, B is bisexual. Bisexual means that you like women and you like men. It doesn't really matter to you as far as, you know, and I think that's kind of like pansexual as well. But it doesn't really matter to you whether it's male or female. It's just you're attracted to both, so which is also a very good thing. And stuff. There'll be a lot of guys who are, you know, who are attracted to both, and people try to make them feel, well, you have to choose. You have to choose. Guess what, bisexual people? You don't have to choose. You pick whoever makes you happy. That's what's important in life. Don't let someone dictate what you need to do for your life and tell you what you need to do. If it works for you, then let it work for you. Whatever they say that you need to do, you don't need to do it. Do what works for you. Anyway, LG, gay. I guess I skipped the gay. I went to B. Okay, LG. So we go to the G. G is gay. Okay, now gay, of course, we already know. In a lot of cases, it can be kind of both. It's like the same sex, which means 2 males, 2 females. Now that's just 2 males and 2 females. These are all things that are attracted to the gay. The gay could go to women, gay could go to men. You know, so it could be both sexes. Basically, you're attracted to the same sex. Now we're going to get to the point where I'm trying to make as far as transgenders, as far as the T, to spirits, whatever the case may be. Okay, transgenders are. They were born inside of the wrong body. Well, they were born inside of the male anatomy. So I'm going to say the wrong body because, look, there's nothing wrong with this body. So we were assigned male at birth because of the body structure down there. So we just kind of find that at birth. Now, I don't want to confuse you. So we can find you assigned male at birth because of this function out here. Means that you are in the feeling of a man or you are in the feeling of a woman. This makes you transgender. Now that's what that means. It has nothing to do with sex, which is, you notice with the other two is 2 couples. Everybody's with a couple. Lesbian likes women and the gays like the men, and bisexual like men and women. But transgenders is not about sex for anybody at all. It's just about who they identify as a person of a whole. Does that make sense to you? It's not about sex. In other words, so it's sex. You may say, well, so what do you mean sex? Sex as in sex. You know, having sex with somebody. That's not what transgenders are. Listen, I'm born in the wrong body. It's not about having sex with anyone. Does that make sense to you? Hope I'm not confused you, because I know it can. But that's what the T stands for. They're saying that it shouldn't be in the LGBT because it's not a form of sexual act with anyone. It is saying it's all about the person's body. It's all about the person's body, who they identify as. And the thing is, when you are trans, people try to make your storyline about them. Well, you just can't do that. That's not the way it goes, because I see the way you look and this is how you are. But that's because the way things, and it's so funny because I always talk about things. Never judge a book by its cover, because you never really know the person. But yet, when we go by what we first impressions, we judge. A lot of times, we're not really sure. We're not really sure. You walk into a white person, sometimes they sound really black. You talk to a black person, he can say something. He can start speaking to you from another language, or she, and you don't even like, well, who is this? You know, so you never really can't judge a book by its cover. You need to let people tell you who they are and learn to accept people as who they are. Stop trying to change people. And this is the problem that we're having within a lot of people. You know, I don't know if I'm going to put this on here, but I'm going to go here anyway. As far as the people that's been trying to tell me about detransitioning because of the Lord. Now, I have no problem with you detransitioning, because this is what you wanted to do that worked for you. And that's not a problem to me, because I do believe in your story, what you need to do for you, and it's nothing about me. And this is the thing. Sometimes people want confirmation from someone else as far as living in your truth. Now, the one thing I don't understand is, if you are a person who lives in your truth, paying your own bills and living your life, why do you let someone else dictate who you are? If you are a weak person, of course you're going to fall to the straight. And I'm not saying that the person that detransitioned that were weak. My thing is this, that's what worked for you. So I'm not telling you, you know, to change, you know, your way of thinking and stuff, you know, as far as detransition and stuff. Because I noticed that a lot of people are starting to hit on my page asking me about detransitioning and stuff. And this is my thing, and I know some of you may see this because I know you're on this page, you already know. You detransition, and that worked for you, and that's fine. You know, that's okay. It's not about my approval. It's not about how I feel about it. It works for you. I understand that you wanted to be whoever you are now, and that's fine. But for me, when you say, well, Raven, you know, I give it up to the Lord and stuff like that. See, some of us give it up to the Lord, and some of us already walk with the Lord. And it's not a disrespect or nothing, but I have to speak from my heart as far as myself. Okay, if I detransition, what am I going to think is going to happen to me once I go back? Because a lot of times we think we're going back and we actually never left. See, this is the thing that with me as far as that, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, so forgive me up close as I'm about to say what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say what I want to say, because at the end of the day, one day I'm going to die, and I ain't going to let everybody just get away with saying what the hell they want to say to me without me saying something bad. Okay, here we go. I understood you detransition and stuff, you found the Lord and stuff like that, the Lord saved you and stuff like that, and that's where you're at, and that's fine. Some of us already been walking with the Lord, some of us always wake up with the Lord, some of us get up, whisper in our ear when he wakes up, and send us on the way. I'm happy you've been introduced to him. But some of us don't need to be introduced because we've already been with him. Now, if you were worldly, living in the world, doing all these things, snorting coke and doing drugs or whatever the case may be, of course you need to be reintroduced because you were living in a spot of darkness. You was living in a spot of sadness because you couldn't accept a lot of things, and that's fine, because that's where you were at. But I'm not there. See, Raven don't smoke weed. I don't barely even drink. I don't have a drink at all. I drink a lot of coffee, I drink a lot of tea, and I drink mostly water. And that's probably why I have a lot of time, because I drink a lot of coffee. But anyway, back to detransition. Now, if I detransition, everything that I'm having problems with as far as being this person will be the same problems I'm going to have being that person. Just because I take the makeup off and stuff like that, nothing changed. The skin color doesn't change. The person I am doesn't change. The sex that I'm going to be attracted to doesn't change. So what do you want me to do? So I'm trying to figure this whole thing out about detransitioning, and then you saying the Lord, you know, this kind of like goes against the grain. Anytime you stand in your truth, you're going to be challenged. This is what happens. So if I detransition, okay, so what am I supposed to now do? I'm supposed to go out and get a woman. So now I'm supposed to not only detransfer who I was when I expressed myself to the world, I'm supposed to now find a woman and take her through a whole journey of falseness and fake, and make her live in a lie with me. And this is about me. It's not about you. Other ones that do detransition. I'm talking about me as far as me detransition and how I would feel. Now I'm supposed to pick a woman because now since I detransition, I'm officially straight. Oh, no, I won't be. Because at the end of the day, I know who I am. I know what I've been attracted to. I've been thrown out on the streets because of what I've been attracted to. You can't change who I am by taking the clothes off, because even though the clothes come off, the person is me inside. So it doesn't matter as far as that what people say. And the thing about it, I'm supposed to get a woman. I'm supposed to wake up her every day. I'm supposed to look at her knowing I have no interest sexually for her. That if a man walks into the room, here it is, my eyes are on him. Here it is, I'm focusing on him. How long am I supposed to join the marriage commitment that are so many men and women who are sneaking behind their partner's back having sex with the same sex? So I'm supposed to invite myself into that world. Oh no, but you give it up for the Lord and stuff like that. Well, I hate to tell you, a lot of people give it up for the Lord, but it's a lot more sin going on in that church than it is out of that church. It's a lot of hypocrites, a lot of fornicators, a lot of whole things going on. I know who I am, so I know how to separate the two. I know how to separate the balance. I know the person I am, I know the struggle. Just because I take everything off does not mean everything stops. I'm still going to be black. I'm still going to be discriminated as far as jobs. I'm still going to have a problem. I'm still going to have to fight. I'm still going to have to fight for who I am. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. I'm not going to invite a woman and be like a Caitlyn Jenner type of thing that blames Chris for everything that happened to me in my life because I couldn't stand in my truth. I'm not going to go and reverse and start, oh, it's your fault. It was your fault. I stand in my truth. Now, if you feel as though you have to go back and be with the Lord because that's what you need to do because the Lord does say, that's fine. But some of us don't have to go with the Lord because we've already been with the Lord. You're being introduced to the Lord. We've already been with the Lord. So it's like you're walking in the door. But when you walk in the door, we're already sitting there. And I'm not saying as far as, because some people, this is the thing, which is religion. You take people and you make people hate themselves so bad they become atheists. They now hate God because you're a message. And it's the same thing with telling some person. It was like, well, Raven, what do you mean by the murders? Because this is the thing that you don't understand. You're trying to pass the thing that's about detransition and, you know, with the Lord and stuff like that. And this is my thing. Do you say, this person, I got them to detransition, be who I want them to be, you know, start serving the Lord. And here it is, you sent the message out to them, and the person goes back and sees someone like me or a gay person, and they kill them. And they say, well, I killed this person because they were doing the wrong, and I killed them. You don't say, oh my goodness, they killed this person because of my message. No, you don't. You sit back, you look and go, oh wow, you see the world is just dangerous, but you don't want to take responsibility for the information and what you put out there on that poor little baby who came out the mother's womb gay that's now being put inside of a bathtub being drowned. You don't take responsibility for that. But that poor little girl who is being beaten down because she's dressed more masculine, you don't take responsibility for that. You don't take responsibility when the mother jumps out of the car and she lets the baby go down into the water and he dies because of being gay. You don't accept responsibility for that. But you say, oh, well, that had nothing to do with me. Oh, but sure it does. You can't say a message and put it out there, and then all of a sudden when people start using your message to destroy and kill people who are different, you sit back and wipe your hands from it. If you're going to stand in your truth, stand with it all. Now I'm going to tell you what you can do with your detransition. Since you want to save the world and save the trans and you want to let them know that the Lord does, let me tell you what you do. Now that you transition, because it seems like you don't know what to do because you're on my page and I'm going to share this with you. So it seems like you done detransition. What you do? Just need to want to save people. Go down and start some type of save the children box and stuff. Go outside and give money and help these people that are homeless. Help these people that are in shelters. Help these people that has drug abuse. Help the people out there as far as don't have no money. Help go up to the hospital. Help the babies that's been left behind the parents because the child came out not the way as far as being perfect with 2 arms, 2 legs. they came out abnormal and the parents left them there. Go to the churches and help the babies out there. Go down to the homeless shelter, help the people at home. Go on the streets, help people on the streets, help them get shelter. This is all the things you need to do. Don't come to somebody who got their stuff together and try to change them into your world. Go out to the people who are broken, and that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do with your time, but not over here. Because see, I don't buy it. Because your way of thinking made sure I could go through my whole life without a mother and father. But you won't take responsibility for that. You won't take responsibility for that. But that's what your message is. Well, Raven, I serve the Lord, then serve him. That is not my thing as far as you. I just already do. You're being introduced to the Lord. I've already been here when you walk through the door. Anyway, that being said, I just wanted to share this story with you as far as that. I know when I went to the left, but it's just, whatever works, the Sunday, whatever happens, happens. So I always feel this, I always go wherever my spirit tells me to go. Anyway, that being said, I'm sure someone needed this message, and I'm going to share it with you. Anyway, I just want to share this story with you, and I want to say, look, it's supposed to be about the LGBT, and the T was supposed to be on there, there's a bullet to the left. Anyway. So I just wanted to share this story with you and stuff like that. And I'm sure I'll be watching your comments and stuff. I probably won't be answering because mother has lived. I'm not gonna be battling anybody, and I don't battle people for being right. See, the one thing about me, I don't. If you feel as though you're right, guess what? You're right. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't. You know, I only care about the ones who try to get progress and moving forward and progressing in life. For you out there who's trying to get somebody to come into your world of darkness and sadness and deceit, because that's where you're at. That's where you're at. Stay there, and that's fine. I don't go against what you are now. You are now detransitioned. You back to where you was. So what are you going to do now? And now that you finally detransitioned because you feel as though once I take everything off, everything is going to change. What are you going to do now? You're going to go get some man or some woman. You're going to live another life of something else, knowing who you are, but you're going to change. How long can you stay changed before you flip back to when you be reintroduced back to you? Because right about now, you're being introduced to a whole nother person. So when you finish all this other stuff as far as letting people get in your ear door and stuff, when you be from that world, you be reintroduced back to you, what are you going to do? Anyway, that being said, I just want to share this story with you as far as that. I'm sure we get feedback on this, and I love your comments, and I'm going to let you know that I love you, and I want to thank you for watching. Catch the rain.